Hi guys, my name is Steve and I'm one of the teachers in Millennium Academy. And if you don't know what Millennium Academy is, you definitely have to Google us, search for us, and you'll be definitely hearing more from us about what we do and who we are. But right now, we will be doing a project and a video of a day in the life of a teacher during coronavirus. Our school has been closed now for about a month, and there have been no classes within premises, and everything happens online. So I'm going to tell you and I'm going to show you also what I'm doing during the day. So stay tuned. And don't forget to give that video a thumbs up, comment, like, of course, and most importantly, don't forget to subscribe because there is loads and loads of cool stuff coming up soon. So, enjoy the video.
Good morning and welcome to another video. Time to get up. Have some coffee. Let's go. Right, now that we're dressed, it's time to go brush my teeth and make some coffee. I cannot operate without coffee. So see you in a bit.
So now that I'm awake and I have my coffee with me, actually, I feel so much better. Very good. So now that I'm awake, and the first thing I like doing before starting the workday is going through my schedule for the week and see what my agenda looks like. So without further ado, let's have a look into that. So I usually have my weekly tasks in the calendar. So you can see for yourselves that it is the 13th today. And I don't really have any teaching hours. However, there are things I have to do. So the first one here is to finish the lesson for Aladdin the book. So this is a project I started with one of my classes as extra reading. I have to prepare a lesson for movers, which is on the following day on Tuesday. And then I have to move show and tell 3 to Wednesday, which means originally we would have classes on Friday, every Friday from 4 in the afternoon until 6. But because it is Good Friday on the 17th, it's Easter, what I will do is move the class on Wednesday. So basically, I'll have to communicate this change with the parents first and see whether or not they're available. So there you go. This is what my week looks like. I have on Tuesday I have a few classes I'm teaching, and then I have preparation on Wednesday. I'll have to prepare a presentation for Family and Friends 3, and then I have to prepare a presentation for Movers, which is a certificate class, and then show and tell 3 at 4 in the afternoon. And this is what Thursday looks like. So it's not a very busy week. Normally it would be much more intense. Okay, let's close this and go to the next thing. Email, obviously, very, very important. Okay, we've got a few emails. Oh, that's leisure time, definitely. Do I really get this recommendation, Mean Girls? Okay, that's exciting. Okay, so we go to my work email and see what's happening there. Nothing new. Okay, we can close that and get cracking. So now that I know what I have to do, the first thing is to obviously go to my iCloud drive and start with preparing the presentation for Aladdin. The interesting thing is that we the teachers have so much stuff that we need and we use during classes. Um, endless. The list is actually endless. You got JPEG files, PNG files, texts, PDF files, video files, and many, many more. That's of course excluding all the software that is needed for us to teach. So what I really advise teachers to do is always use cloud services, not to clutter your machine, and in that way you always be able to easily access your content. So here, for example, I have an icon which says desktop, and of course this is this is what's on the desktop of my computer, and not only on the desktop of my office computer. It's got a bit more than that. So I'm gonna go to early education and choose the class where we work with Aladdin, and here you can see the folder. Now in the folder I have the Smart Notebook file, and if you don't know what Smart Book file is, I will talk about it in a completely different video, because it is an amazing, one of the greatest tools for teaching. It's endless capabilities. So what I have here is the Smart Notebook file, which is basically my presentation for the lesson. I have the PDF of Aladdin, and I have Aladdin activity, book, and play. Now, these two files are by Oxford University Press. So they're part of the series which are called Oxford Classic Tales. Brilliantly done, very well executed. So the first thing I'm going to do is open the presentation. So this is how I'm going to check how far I have gone through the book. And here on the screen you can see some of the slides. And in total so far I have 25 slides with content, and you could see that parts of these slides are basically what the content is in the activity book. So this is what sections from the activity book look like. But this is just to start. There's many more. So here, for example, we have an interactive game which actually can be sent to students' devices, such as a smartphone, tablet, or a computer. So what they have to do is quickly open this website here. They just type it in their browsers, and as soon as it's typed, they enter the class ID, and this will pop up on their screen, and then we can play a variety of games. Here, for example, we have an interactive game with true and false, and as you can see for yourselves, it looks way more attractive than an ordinary true-false activity would be. If you are a teacher, you know that true-false activities would have would contain a series of sentences, and then students will have to mark them in accordance to specific content, whether they're true or false. So they would write T if the statement is true, and they would write false if the statement is, and they would write type F if the statement is false. Here, however, this is not not the case. It looks much better, and it's way more fun for young learners to do true and false activity. So we have classification. This is Aladdin's profile, whether he's rich, if he has a rich father or a small house. So they can quickly drag and release. Obviously, Aladdin did not have a rich father, so that would be false, and so on and so forth. Then, why I like implementing books in my classes, one of the reasons is for pure vocabulary purposes, and it's a great way for students to learn and study new words within context. What I must say here is that basically using books published by Oxford University Press, specifically for English as a foreign language. All their series are graded readers, so you know what would be appropriate for your class, for the level of the English language your students can cover successfully with not a lot of struggle. So vocabulary is one of the main reasons why I like implementing books, reading books as extra reading in my classes. But this is not the only one of the reasons. Here, if I tap on slide 8, you will see that there is a content regarding grammar. Now, it's brilliant because most stories are told in the past tense, and it is a great way for young learners to start understanding the concept of the past tense in the English language, so they can work with specific verbs that come up in different pages of the book. So if I scroll down and open this slide over here, you say that here we have a game where they have to match. So you can see the way they have to place them. So here, for example, we have the verb say, and now we go to the past simple tense section where they have to find the corresponding past form of the same verb in the present, which would be said, and they place it here, and of course we have our first pair. Now, what is very interesting is if you mismatch up here with thought, for instance, there we go, check matches, and the night burns because appear, thought is not the past tense of the verb to appear. So it's a lot of fun for young learners. And when they have gained more like deeper understanding of how the past tense in the English language works, the past simple, though we're not exploring any other grammatical forms in the past, just the past simple, we can give them something even more challenging, like this this sentence here where they have to transform it. Now, I'll quickly go through the rest of the slides, but if you are interested in what's on the slides, you can just quickly pause the video and have a look for yourself. Now, another thing I like and I like doing is give them the opportunity to speak. Since this is English as a foreign language, it is very important for students to have the time to communicate in the English language. It's not just about the teacher doing a talk or a monologue throughout the lesson. This is not how it's supposed to be done. So a great and very easy and very simple way to do this is by quickly cropping photographs from the text, from the book, apologies, not the text, from the book, and give them the opportunity to talk you through what's happening, what the situation is, what they're looking at, what they think is going on, what they think is going to happen in the future. So they have this chance to communicate in the language without having clear boundaries of how to use the language. It's not just like an exercise. And here we have another activity which is called labeling, as you can see for yourself. So we have, and again, another picture from Aladdin the book, where I have marked people and objects, and they have to tell me what the word in English is. And the last slide would be 25, and this is where we will start exploring new content. So if I'm not mistaken, let me just have a look at my notes. If I'm not mistaken, these are pages 12 and 13 from the book. So it's the first time students will be reading this. So why I decided to display this and to put it in the presentation is because I want to make sure that students will demonstrate good reading skills and correct pronunciation of what potentially may be new words for them. So what we will be doing is a variety of students, different students will be reading various sections from this content over here, and if there are some inaccuracies, I'll be correcting them, and then we'll be exploring the new words. So this is how far I have come in my presentation. Now, what's next is to prepare pages 14 and 15 from the book. And we're back. There we go. You could probably see for yourselves that we had gone all the way through slide 25. Now I have added a few more, and we're all the way up to 31. Basically, what I have done is kept one of the exercises from the activity book as it is, without changing anything to it. And then I have added a few more games. So the first one, as you can see for yourselves, is gap fill. So this is again an activity, this is again an exercise which was originally in the activity book, but I wanted to play a little bit with it and change the format. So instead of having the students to write down everything, they will play a game instead. So altogether there are 7 sentences which test students' knowledge and understanding on the 2 pages we'll be examining. And then after we do that, we will continue with speculation on what is going to happen in the future. So basically, I have cropped some of the photographs which are in the book, and asking students to guide me through what they see. And you could probably see that I have written specific instructions for them to follow. Now it is good to give students instructions, make them read the instructions to so that you're sure, you're positive they understand what they're supposed to do, especially with young learners. And yeah, this is it. This will do. They will definitely have some fun. And now it's nearly 2 o'clock, and it's definitely time to have some food after the 2 cups of coffee I've consumed already. So I will be seeing you in the afternoon. Bye for now. If you liked what you saw, make sure you hit that subscribe button, give us a like, or comment below the video. Goodbye.